Yesterday, hours after Nigeria's 64th independence, suspected Boko Haram terrorists adopted approximately 15 farmers in the Ngoshe community of Gwoza Local Government Area in Borno State. Now, the attack, which occurred in an area with poor telecommunications, reportedly took place as farmers were nearing harvest in the border regions between Cameroon and Gwoza. Now, 5 of the adopted farmers were brutally killed, along with a member of the Civilian Joint Task Force, Jubril Dada Zarana, who lost his life defending the community. Now, the terrorists ambushed the farmers while they were working in their fields, and after a brief resistance by the army, the attackers overpowered them. The terrorists have since released 3 women, but several victims, including women and children, remain in captivity. Despite ongoing efforts by the local security forces, fear and despair grip the community as they call for prayers and support in the face of increasing violence. This is what happened in Borno State in the midst of celebration in other parts of the country yesterday.
Well, it's unfortunate. I extend my condolences to the bereaved families and, of course, the nation itself. This year, I've been very much scared of discussing this issue of international terrorism.
Why?
Yes, because it has been there. It never started with this government. When the government really want to fight this thing, they will fight it. It is sponsored. I'm saying it in the public media.
What is sponsored?
Yes, this issue of terrorism, let me tell you. The Boko Haram, whatever is terrorism, is a kind of unorganized, non-state attack authors. What the government should do when they are ready, where are these people coming from? It's not within Nigerian territory. Where are they coming from? Let me tell you first in River State. There was a time the issue of militancy was hard in River State. At a time, kidnap was in River State. I'm talking at a time when Omeha was a governor. They even kidnapped his own mother. You get what I mean? But at the time, the man now took proactive action as a governor of a state, and that was the end of the. That was how the issue of militancy and kidnapping started got out of the country. When Amechi came, he took also the same proactive action. Nobody rested. What do you need to do? Put your gadget, put security gadgets across board. It's unfortunate that the security gadgets that were put in place are no longer there, because if you go all the roads in River State, you see the security gadgets computerized. By the time you are coming, you're already being tracked. So people were scared to enter River State.
Okay, that was then.
That was the doses. So even it's all in this country, I can tell you, it can track them. Whatever place they're coming from, I don't know within Nigerian forest, that area they're coming from, it's not desert. Do you have the same mangrove forest we have here? We
don't know where they are coming from, but we know where they are operating. They are operating in Nigeria. That's
so where are they coming from? It's not within Nigerian territory. It's not within Nigerian territory. Let me ask questions. So you feel, and they know themselves.
So you feel, when you say they know themselves, what are you referring to? Are you referring to the Boko Haram terrorists knowing themselves?
The system. When I mean system, governance. I'm saying it openly. The system will not say you don't know where they're coming from. The problem we have with the media sabotage in this country, because it's not me, this person will fall. Because it's not coming from my region, the other region will collapse. It's happening in the far north. It's happening in the north central. It's happening in the northeast. It's happening in the northwest. You want to tell me that the government of that area and those people do not know who they are, where they're coming from? Just like in River State, when the issue of militancy started, don't you know where they're all coming from? And we need it on the board. Yes. It's just like land grabbing that happens here. Police connect with land grabbers. So security operators involved.
Yeah, talking about land grabbing, that's very different from Boko
Haram. No, listen, it's collaboration. Our local in River State colleague, they are collaborating, they're partnering because they're making money out of it.
Now, you have to break that down now so that we get to exactly what you are saying. When you are when you're saying day.
See, let me tell you, I don't want...
You're making when I'm talking about the government, you tell us. We're talking about the terrorists, you tell us.
Let me tell you now, see, listen.
Yes.
Terrorism, we have international terrorism, we have local terrorism, we have village terrorism. This thing that's always happening in a village. Are you getting me? In a community like my community. If something happened within my community, wouldn't I know where they're coming from? I come from a community. I come from my home just now. That somebody is behaving so, I won't I know where the person coming from? But the problem is the external influence. The people are afraid to mention who they are.
So you feel there's some external influence?
Yes, I say it, yes. It doesn't just happen. Look at those boys, who are they? Who gives them those ammunition? Where is the gun coming from? It's being funded because people get out of it. Are people not negotiating with them who know their faces? You can't say they're faceless.
Are you trying to say that the security operatives have not been doing enough to fight this particular menace?
The security operative sometimes may be weak because of the power that be. They are messengers. Let me tell you, they are messengers. So if you are sent to go and do something and someone from the top say don't do that, just play first one. What do you want him to do? That's why I compare with other things. Most people security that go there. For instance, sometimes you see people grabbing your property, a police is there. You know, it's with the guy. If I say, Oga say, so it's weak. It's not that I don't know what to do. You're accusing Nigerian government of... I'm accusing everybody.
Of being involved in the terrorism.
I'm accusing everybody. They are being laissez-faire.
I'm wondering why you have that school of thought. And where exactly it's coming from.
I studied international relations, international terrorism as a course. I'm a doctorate in peace study and conflict resolution. And the conflict resolution has to do with terrorism and every other crisis. They have sources. They have cause and effect. We just pretend and fold our hands as if nothing is happening. Because the people that are involved have refused to rise up. Let me tell you, community policing is not just taking Nigerian police. There are village hunters who know the in and out. But they are handicapped. They don't have the suffocated ammunition to fight. There are also ways to fight this thing. There are ways. We're Africans. There are ways to fight this. Are they spirits? Are they coming from the blues? They are not. They are human beings like you and I. And these are small boys. Because they make too much money out of it. Because there are sponsors who also benefit. Now, this kidnap now, they will ask you to bring so amount of money. Where does the money go to? Who collects the money? Have you found out where the money goes to?
The terrorists.
Who is a terrorist?
Take the money.
Who is a terrorist?
Who are the people asking for the money?
The people at the top.
Who are the people asking for the money?
It's investment.
You're saying terrorism and insecurity in Nigeria.
I remember one bishop that was kidnapped, kidnapped along one of these road. A bishop of one of the churches. They didn't know the guy can. The man he can speak Hausa. They didn't know he can speak Yoruba. He had them saying. One of those guys were even speaking Igbo. But they were speaking Hausa language. Small about 23 years. They didn't know the man was speaking. They maintained it because if you expose yourself, they kill you. They were asking for over 100 million naira plus. And then the man played along. Their leader was asking them how much they would collect. They will start talking. Yes. So it is business.
So what?
It's just like Bankri here. Bankri they're just making fun. People are making money out of it.
But do you really think that we can really handle this?
It can be handled when we are ready.
Because we've been talking about getting international interference and foreign mercenaries to help us fight this insecurity.
We don't need foreign mercenaries. Honestly speaking.
Are you saying that we do not even have, if you feel that, if you think, right, that some of the people at the top who are supposed to fight this have some sort of interest in it,
okay,
then are you trying to say that we don't have anybody at the top who is probably, in support of the fight against terrorism in Nigeria that could make the moves that, since you say that we can handle it?
Okay, let me tell you, that's what we call, these security operatives, they are trained. Sometimes they have the information. The essence of the job is to find out the information and report. Before this thing started happening in Nigeria, they have the report. They have it. They have first-hand information. They know who they are. They know where to start. They know how to end it. But they kept it inside their cupboard. Because of peculiar interest.
How would you say that they kept it aside?
Because some of us study this thing. We know what it is. I'm not talking as a novice.
So you have facts.
We are experts in these studies.
No, actually, I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong. Neither am I saying what you're saying is right. Right? I'm just trying to get where exactly you are coming from.
Do you know? Let me tell you what happens.
Explanation and thoughts, school of thoughts.
Is if you can read or do your research work, in security operatives they know it, but some of them are handicapped because of the system.
But they've also complained about not having enough. Equipments to actually
so who is sabotaging the equipment?
They've even talked aside sabotaging, they're even saying the equipments are not even, some of these equipments are not available. They've talked about technology being advanced, but yet they don't have access to some of these things.
Technology is very high. This let me come again. We have a local people combined task force in that north where they use local hunters to find these people. How much have they used these local hunters? How much have they used these people? Because
what kind of weapons do the local hunters have compared to the weapons that these guys have?
Those terrorist people, they're also local boys. They are local boys. Use local methodology, local ideology and methodology. They fight local ideology and methodology. They know themselves.
That's what I'm saying. You cannot compare the weapons.
Let me tell you, see, listen.
You want to say vigilante should fight Boko Haram.
Let me tell you, first, I come from a village.
It's not out of place.
Okay, let me listen.
Yes.
Those guys are not imported people. They are our people, boys, men. So they are not up to 25 years. So they are 19.
Okay, so how do you think we would come out of this?
What will come out of it? Let this leader be sincere to themselves. And let them begin to prosecute us, whoever that is accused of it. Let them investigate the person. Let's assume Adwale is suspected to be part of it. They shall arrest me and interrogate me. By the time you begin to try people and send people to jail, it will go down. People will stop sponsoring it. Money has legs, whether they like it or not. Money does just go, not go. You can't do money from the bank without having a process, without having the document, the records. So how does the money go? Where do they put the money? Let's assume somebody now is asking for a ransom of 1 million naira. Where did he get the money? Is the money spirit? And he wants it cash. It's not from the bank he draw that money. As he's collecting his money, he's not paying it into the bank or spending it. So that's the issue he's asking.
Do you think these people can be traced if they want to?
It's also money laundering to it, yes. A lot of interest is in it because they make so much money in it. A lot of interest in it.
So if you say that a lot of people are there's interest in it, then how do we, I asked you earlier,
why will you control it? When the power
you said we have to be sincere with ourselves.
Yes.
Is that all that there is when you're talking about people that have interest?
Okay, tell for instance, sometimes you arrest, there are most of these people that are arrested. How many of them have you tried? You have arrested Boko Haram. Those boys, if you push them, they will tell you the truth. I'm telling you, some of them cannot even withstand small interrogation. But who does that? You will arrest them. Sometimes they have the prisons are filled up with those boys. How many of them have you tried? How many of them have they jailed? You are in the media. How many of them have you said yes? They have tried them. They have been jailed. They have been fined. They have been this and that. If you put pressure on those boys, they will tell you who their leaders are.